Hi, welcome to EastPN. I'm Will Griffith.
And I'm Ben Bagby.
Today, first off, we got football. Football team finished the regular season with a record of 4-4 since the last time that we filmed. And since episode 1, they beat Shawnee Mission West with 40-7 and had a couple of tough losses against Gardner Edgerton, Olathe East, and Olathe South. The team ended up the season ranked number 27th in the state of Kansas. That gave them an 8 seed in the playoffs that had them facing off against Lawrence High. The Lancers ended up playing Lawrence High, beating them 28-14, their first ever playoff win since 2018 in 7 years. The Lancers now take on the number 1 ranked team in the state, Gardner Edgerton, at Gardner Edgerton this Friday at 7 p.m.
Next up is boys soccer. Boys soccer defeated Mill Valley last night 3-0 and will advance to state semifinals. This year, George Hartman broke the single-season scoring record with a total of 24 goals and counting this year. The soccer team currently sits at an overall record of 17-1-1 and is averaging a 6.1-point lead with multiple games for the opposing team not score any points.
So, hey George, how's it going?
Good, how are you guys?
So, how has the team kind of come together, especially after that loss against Rockers? And how has it been keeping that over 90% win percentage?
Yeah, after that loss to Rockers, we actually had one practice where we went to a breakout room down at OP, which was really fun. And I think just continuing team bonding and finding out who each other are position wise and just continue playing with each other really helps. So I think just throughout the season, getting our 20 seniors and everyone kind of know their role, we just continue to play well and get better every game.
So with that, how do you think the team's changed, especially from the start of the year, going into tryouts, kick-arounds, after all that, with Lars getting hurt against Shawnee Mission West, how has that team changed and how people step into roles that they didn't really think they would have this year?
Yeah, always next man up mentality, and then just everyone I think we went into the season kind of knowing, having some of these guys from last year, knowing where some people will be, so that obviously helped, and then just every game by game, kind of keep encouraging guys to step into roles and kind of play within themselves, but yeah, overall, I think it's just been a really good team chemistry moment and kind of collectively coming together.
And then now onto your record. Obviously, you've had an amazing season, record-breaking season. When you broke the record, did you know it, going into the game in your head, where you're like, all right, I need a certain amount of goals to break it, or is it kind of after the fact someone told you what was?
I had heard multiple different goal what I needed to get to. I knew where I was at in my head. I knew I had 22 before going in the game. But after I scored the first one, I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting closer. And then when I scored the second one, when I ran over to the sidelines, I heard someone scream goal record. So from that point on, I kind of thought I knew I broke it, which was pretty cool. I'll just say, the goal record was not possible without any of my teammates. I think they allowed me to be myself on the field and be creative. So just shout out to all my teammates for doing their roles and allowing me to do something pretty special.
And then, how do you feel the team is performing going into Washburn Rural on Wednesday for the semifinal?
I think we're performing great. We're all committed. We're all really, really invested in this team, and I don't think our mentality has slipped at all this year, and I think that's going to continue going into this game. That's it.
Sweet. Pack Smack on Wednesday. They play Washburn Rural at 6 on Field 2 for the state semifinals, and if they end up winning that, they'll head to Wichita for the state final against Dodge City. Thank you, George.
Thank you, George.
Yes.
With cross country, since our first episode, they've had 3 podium finishes in the last 4 competitions. Jack Brohammer finishing with a 16-minute, 31-second time, and then we had Charlotte Hardy with a 18-minute, 29-second time as well.
And then now on the state. The boys cross country team placed 12th at state, where they were led by senior Jack Brohammer, who ran a time of 16 minutes and 58 seconds. The girls cross country team also placed 3rd, with sophomore Charlotte Hardy with a 5K time of 18 minutes and 40 seconds.
Next on, we have gymnastics. The gymnastics team competed in state on October 26th to close out their season, where they finished 3rd place. This is the first ever gymnastics title for Shawnee Mission East, and East had 6 people compete in state. One is here with us, Andi Prendiville. Thank you for being here. And then they also had Kara Parrott, Phoebe Caneda, Ashley Friend, Claire Rogers, and Zoe Shaney. The Lancers ended their meet with 5 individual medals and a final combined score of 107.5 points.
So, Andi, how do you feel like your season went for you as an individual?
This is definitely such a great season for me. Last year I had a pretty rough state, so just being able to go and compete and not have any falls or huge mess ups just really made it really great, and I think it was a good contributor to our place at state. I had a really great season for ball especially, and I really stepped it up on beam this year, which is I think something that we needed, and I had a really consistent bars all year, And I think just consistency was a key role this year and really helped me in all around individuals.
What would you say is one of your most memorable moments from the season?
I really think that vault was probably my most memorable at state because the previous vault record was a 9.8 and I got a 9.875, and that lasted for about probably an hour, but it did get broken an hour after with a perfect 10 by Sophia Belmont. But it was really great, and it just really helped our team score, and I was really happy to be able to compete that and do it for my team.
What would you say it was a turning point for the team? Obviously it's placing this year at state. What would you say is different this year from maybe years past?
I think especially the difference from last year is we had a full team, and last year we had 2 injured girls, and we competed in state and qualified as a team with only 3 girls, which was really great and pretty different and unexpected. And I think this year we had Claire Rogers too. She was a former, I think, level 8 or 9 gymnast, and really was a huge contributor to how we did as a team.
What are your goals / expectations for the team next year?
I think going off this season, all we can ask for is probably just a few more girls. We're leaving the team with just me, Phoebe, Kara, and Nittany will make a recovery next year and be able to compete with us. And I think just asking for maybe 2 or 3 more freshman or sophomore girls to continue when we're going to. I think that would really help our team and keep the legacy going, especially with gymnastics becoming more scarce and limited throughout every school that competes in it. And winning our first ever placement at state is a really good endorsement for next year, and it should be a reason for people to want to do it next year and to really keep the legacy alive.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now we're on girls golf. The varsity girls golf team placed first at regionals with 307 combined points. The team placed second at KSHSAA 6A State behind Manhattan High School by only 29 points. Junior Ellis Licker broke the all-time record of East and boys golf. She's now the lowest scorer. Ellis scored a 7 under par, shooting a 65 at the Sunflower League tournament. And now on girls tennis. The Atlanta girls tennis team finished second in state, regionals, and league to Olathe Northwest this year. Junior Isha Bogusar finished 3rd place in singles. Junior Catherine Belcher and freshman Molly McDermott finished 5th in doubles this year. Sadly, both of their coaches, Hallstrom and Sutton, are retiring this year, where I'm sure they will be missed.
Now the volleyball. Since our last episode, the volleyball team has played 16 games with an average lead of 1.5 points on winning games and completed their season with a 12-24 overall record and finished the season with an 0-2 loss against Olathe West to conclude the season.
That's all we have today for episode 2 of EastPN. I'm Ben Bagby.
And I'm Griffith. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you at our next episode.